Have you ever found yourself trying way too hard to get her attention? You send the texts, make the calls, plan the dates, but somehow she's just not that into you? It feels like you're running a marathon with no finish line in sight. Well, what if I told you there's a way to flip the script? Today, I'm going to share with you the top 5 tricks to make her chase you without breaking a sweat. Let's dive in. Trick 1. The mystery man. Vibe, first off, be a bit of a mystery. Here's the deal. Don't lay all your cards on the table right away. Share stories and experiences gradually. When she realizes she doesn't know everything about you, her curiosity will drive her to learn more. It's human nature. We chase what we can't easily have. Let me tell you about my buddy Jake. Jake was your average guy, nice, but he had this habit of spilling his life story on the first date. Every hobby, every childhood story, every like and dislike. He thought being an open book would make women trust him more, but it did the opposite. One day, after another date that didn't lead to a second, he decided to try something different. He met Sarah at a friend's party. Instead of his usual info dump, Jake listened more. When Sarah asked about him, he gave her the highlights. I'm into photography, love old movies, and I'm training for a marathon. And then he'd turn the conversation back to her. A week later, Sarah texted him, curious about his photography. Jake sent her a picture he took, saying, "This one's from my last hike. Maybe you'll join me next time?" See what he did there? He didn't show her his whole gallery. He gave her just a peek. This made Sarah more intrigued. She started reaching out more, asking about his hikes, his movie nights, wanting to know the stories behind them. Jake became like an interesting book where Sarah couldn't wait to turn the page. That's the mystery man vibe. You give them enough to want more, but not so much that there's nothing left to discover. It's not about being secretive, it's about being interesting by not revealing everything at once. Trick 2. Live your best life. Number 2. Focus on your own life. Sounds simple, right? But here's the kicker. When you're passionate about your hobbies, career, or even your fitness, it shows. Women are attracted to men who have their own thing going on. It's not about ignoring her. It's about showing her you have a life that's interesting and full, which makes her want to be a part of it. Let's talk about my friend Alex. Alex used to put everything on hold when he met someone new. His whole world would revolve around texting this new girl, waiting for her replies, canceling plans with friends just in case she might want to hang out. Spoiler alert, it didn't work out too well for him. Then, Alex hit a turning point after one particularly disappointing ghosting episode. He decided, enough is enough. He signed up for a rock climbing course he always talked about, started hitting the gym regularly, and even picked up a guitar again, which he hadn't touched since college. Here's where it gets good. One evening, while jamming at a local open mic, he ran into Lisa, a girl he met months before but never got past casual chats. She saw him up there, playing his heart out, and was genuinely impressed. After his set, she came over and the conversation flowed easily. Lisa noticed something different about Alex. He wasn't just waiting around for her or anyone else. He was out there, living his life, chasing his passions. And you know what? She wanted in on that. They started hanging out, with her often joining him for his new adventures. Alex didn't change for Lisa, he changed for himself. And by doing so, he became someone worth chasing. When you're busy loving your life, you become more attractive because people see you're not just looking for someone to complete you. You're already complete. And now, they want to be part of that complete picture. Trick 3. The art of listening. All right, trick 3. Really listen to her. This isn't just about nodding along. Engage with what she says. Ask questions. Remember details for later. When you listen, you show value for her thoughts and feelings, which makes her feel special. And guess what? People chase after those who make them feel seen and heard. So there's this guy, Mark. Mark was the kind of guy who always had advice ready, even when no one asked for it. On dates, he would talk about his job, his car, his last vacation, often interrupting or not really hearing what his date was saying. Dates would end with polite smiles, but no second calls. Then Mark went on a date with Emily. He was nervous, as usual, but this time something clicked. Instead of planning his next story while Emily talked about her love for painting, Mark actually tuned in. He noticed her eyes light up when she mentioned her favorite artist. So he asked, "What do you like about that artist's style?" Emily was taken aback. No one had asked her that before. She dove into the details, the colors, the emotions. Mark listened, really listened, and responded with genuine interest. He remembered a gallery opening with a similar style and suggested they go together next weekend. That date turned into many more. Why? because Mark made Emily feel like she was the most interesting person in the room. He wasn't just waiting for his turn to speak. He was there with her, in the moment, making her feel valued and understood. By truly listening, Mark turned his dates around. It's not about pretending to listen while you think of what to say next. It's about engaging, showing you care about what she's sharing. When someone feels heard, they feel connected, and that connection makes them want to spend more time with you. Listening can turn a simple conversation into a bridge that brings someone closer to wanting to chase you. Trick 4. Be unpredictably predictable. Here's the fourth trick. Be reliable but not predictable in your actions. If you say you'll call, you call. But maybe surprise her with a spontaneous outing or a thoughtful gesture. It's this mix of reliability with a dash of surprise that keeps the excitement alive. Meet Sam. Sam used to be the always available guy. If a girl he liked texted him, he'd reply in seconds every time. Planned dates were always on her terms, at places she picked. Predictable, right? Well, it wasn't working out too well. Then Sam learned to mix it up. He started by making plans but keeping them a bit flexible. Here's how. He met this girl, Tara. They hit it off, and Sam, instead of the usual, "I'll plan everything," said, "How about we go for coffee this Saturday? I know a great spot, but if you're up for something else, surprise me." The day came, and sure enough, Sam took her to his favorite coffee shop. But then, unpredictably, he suggested a walk to a nearby book fair he heard about last minute. Tara loved books, so this was a delightful twist for her. Another time, Sam promised to call her at 7 p.m. At 7 p.m., his call came through, reliable as ever. But instead of the usual chat, he had arranged a virtual tour of an art gallery they both liked. Something she didn't see coming. By being reliable in his commitments, but adding a dash of spontaneity in how they spent time together, Sam kept Tara on her toes. She never knew what fun or interesting thing might happen next, yet she could always count on him to follow through. This blend made Sam irresistibly intriguing, making Tara look forward to their interactions, always curious about what might come next. This unpredictability and predictability turned the chase around, with Tara now keen to see where things with Sam would lead next. Trick 5. Confidence, not cockiness. Lastly, number 5, exude confidence. There's a thin line between confidence and arrogance. Walk on the right side of that line. Know your worth, but don't belittle others. When you're confident, you're not seeking approval. You're offering a chance to share in your already awesome life. That's magnetic. Take my cousin Dave, for example. Dave used to think being confident meant he had to be the loudest in the room, always bragging about what he had or what he could do. He'd talk about his car, his job, how much he could lift at the gym, thinking this would impress women. But it had the opposite effect. It turned them off because it came off as arrogance. Then, Dave went on a trip alone to another country. He faced challenges, learned new things, and came back with a different vibe. He didn't need to shout about his achievements anymore. His experiences spoke for him in a quiet, confident way. At a friend's barbecue, he met Anna. Instead of launching into a monologue about his travels, Dave simply shared a funny story about getting lost in a foreign city and how it led to an unexpected adventure. When Anna asked more about his trip, he talked about what he learned, not what he did to impress. He showed interest in Anna's passion for gardening, asking questions, genuinely wanting to learn, not to one-up her with his own hobbies. His confidence came from knowing who he was and what he enjoyed, not from needing to be better than anyone else. This new Dave didn't need to brag. His confidence was in his calm demeanor, in his ability to enjoy the moment, and in his genuine interest in others without feeling the need to overshadow them. Anna noticed this. She saw a man comfortable in his own skin, not trying to prove anything, just being himself. And guess what? Anna was drawn to that. She appreciated his confidence without the show-off factor. It made her want to spend more time with him, to chase his company, because he was secure in himself, making him magnetic without even trying. That's the difference between confidence and cockiness, and how the right kind of confidence can make her chase you. And there you have it, guys. 5 tricks to shift the dynamic. Remember, the goal isn't manipulation. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts interest by being genuinely interesting. Now go out there, apply these tips, and watch how the tables turn. If you found this video helpful or intriguing, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell so you won't miss out on any future wisdom bombs. Drop a comment below with your thoughts or what you'd like to see next. Also, check out the links in the description for more tips and resources. Catch you in the next one.